Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1, or should I say Stop and Go F2, because we're here to talk about another wonderful weekend of Formula 2 racing, much like the Formula 3 this morning. If you haven't seen that video, that's out there right now. But this is the first of a triple header of Formula 2, Formula 3, Formula 1, and it's off to a good start in Imola, where we have a brand new championship leader. But we'll talk more on that in a little bit. Before we do, remember to like and subscribe, and of course, a huge shout out to the members: Dakota, The Joyous James, Robin Myers, Cinnamon Strudel, Michael Johnson, Mr. Eurovision 1986, Philip Dazangic, Flandy Skick, Noedo on Sandwiches, and Sarah Jowett. If you want to become a member, click the link in the description, either on YouTube or on the Patreon. But let's go back to yesterday and the F2 sprint, where Miata was on pole with Crawford alongside. A beautiful start from Crawford, who was able to take lead, but also a fantastic start from Arvid Lindblad, who had a very good weekend. He shot up to third from fifth on the grid. Megatunif back stalled on the grid. Megatunif, a very interesting weekend for him. Not a good interesting. Stalled on the grid for him. We get a lovely little freeway battle here for P3. Luke Browning in third place. Lindblad's challenging him, whilst Martins is challenging Lindblad. A really good little battle there. Now, further down the line, when Lindblad got past Browning, he's going for the move on Miata, but he can't get it to stick on lap 11. A lap later, he gets it to stick. Arvid Lindblad up to P2, whilst Miata is now under pressure from Browning on P3. The freeway little group of Browning, Lindblad and Martins had tremendous pace, especially at the start of the race. Great defensive move from Miata, though, to keep Browning behind and keep P3 for now. Meanwhile, Bogdanovic, who's on pole for the feature race, he went wide here, touched the grass a little bit, and lost a place to Stanek in P9. Browning eventually goes around the outside of Miata. Miata no longer having the DRS from Lindblad in P2, so it was a lot harder to defend, but Browning gets the position up into P3. But as soon as Miata's little battle with Browning is over, here comes Victor Martins, who's now challenging him for P4. Miata again, though, has DRS now from Luke Browning, but even with DRS, he is not quick enough for Martins, who can take P4. Fantastic stuff. At this point in the race, of course, there's no pit stops in the sprint race, and the tyres are just absolutely melting. There's a shot going down the start-finish straight, where it's just a sea of tyre marbles at this point as they go along. But no one seemed to have that big of an issue with the tyres. It's just they were going pretty far towards the end. Fantastic move from Stanek, by the way, on Joshua Dirksen for P8 on lap 17. Then we have a lovely Stanek-Fornaroli battle, Invicta versus Invicta, very reminiscent of last year when the two Invicta lads were Bortoleto and Kushmaini, and it seemed like every race weekend they would somehow find each other and have the most aggressive battle you've ever seen. Maybe it's an Invicta thing where it doesn't matter if it's your teammate, you're just going to fight them, because that's what we saw here between Stanek and Fornaroli. Some really good stuff. Cordial spins out but does recover, and I thought it was going to be a safety car, but he recovers it well, avoids the safety car, lap 22 or 25. We have another big battle for P3 here between Browning, Martins and Alex Dunne, who was caught up this pack as well on lap 23. Martins has DRS on Browning, so that's really saving him from Alex Dunne at this point, who had tremendous pace. As we cross the line, Crawford led from start to finish. Fantastic race for him. Arvid Lindblad had great pace, was about a second behind over the finish line in P2. Browning completes the podium in P3. Martins was 4th, Dunne in 5th, Miata 6th, Fornaroli 7th, Stanek in 8th, Montoya 9th, and Ollie Gerfer in P10. Now, going into the feature race, I think we need to talk briefly about qualifying, because it was interrupted with red flags, and then with 5 minutes to go, they stopped the session because FP3 for Formula 1 was coming up. So the grid itself is a bit all over the place because it wasn't a full qualifying session. And when we look at where our championship protagonists are, it gets even more confusing. So Bogdanovic is on pole, Montoya alongside him. So immediately something's a little bit off, but there you go, a wonderful front row nonetheless. Now, going into this feature race, there were 8 drivers who could have come out of this race in the championship lead. That's how close the F2 championship is right now. So we're just going to run through them and where they were. So going into the race, the championship leader was Richard Verschoor. He starts this race in 19th place. Second place was Leo Fornaroli. He starts this race in 4th. Third place in the championship was Pepe Marti, who starts the race in 11th. Luke Browning is 4th in the championship and 7th in this race. Alex Dunne is both 5th in the championship and in the race. Victor Martins is 6th in the championship and was 3rd in this race. Arvid Lindblad, 7th in the championship, 6th in this race. And Crawford, the winner of the sprint race, is 8th in the championship, 9th in this race. They are the 8 drivers who could have potentially come out of this race as championship leaders all across the grid, especially Richard Verschoor, the championship leader going in 19th place. But that is not all. Because as I said, the front row was Bogdanovic and Montoya, but on the formation lap, Montoya stalls on the grid, so we'll have to start from the pit lane. But as we go to the start of the race, of course, Bogdanovic basically unchallenged on the front row, his closest challenger being that of Victor Martins in 3rd place, Fornaroli in 4th. It's a wonderful start for Leo Fornaroli, an incredible getaway from him, who does challenge Bogdanovic into turn 1, but is unable to take the lead. Victor Martins, on the other hand, who started in 3rd place, which was effectively 2nd with Montoya's stall, Victor Martins also stalled on the grid, so was pushed across into the pit lane and was nearly a lap down immediately. We get a wonderful little radio message from Alex Dunne here saying how confident he was, and he said that this race will be a battle between him and Lindblad. At that point, Lindblad was 3rd, he was 4th, and you know what? He was half right. Let's see how that goes throughout the rest of the race. Marty's up to P9, a good start for him. Dirksen gets past Miata for P7. Lindblad starting to challenge Fornaroli for P2 on lap 5. And at this point, the top 3 of Bogdanovic, Fornaroli and Lindblad were all within half a second of each other. A very, very close top 3. Then on lap 7, all of the top 3 come into pit. So Bogdanovic, Fornaroli, Lindblad. Dunne is also in, as is Gerfer and Megatunif is in as well. Alex Dunne has the best pit stop of all of them. Great stop for him. He jumps both Fornaroli and Lindblad. Fornaroli, not a good pit stop at all, because Fornaroli comes out behind Lindblad. So Fornaroli losing 2 positions, Lindblad jumping Fornaroli but losing out to Dunne, and Dunne, the big gainer, just behind Bogdanovic, who's still in the lead of that pack there. Crawford and Browning come into the pits on lap 8, and that extra lap for them works out really well, because Browning comes out ahead of all the guys who pit on lap 7, so Browning now has the net race lead. Luke Browning is forces Bogdanovic off wide, I can't remember the corner number or the name. Oh no, it's the corner after the one where Yuki Tsunoda had his crash. Forces him off wide, and that allows Dunne to sneak up through into position there. And in the lap later, Dunne is past Bogdanovic and now has the net race lead of this race. That section there from lap 7 to lap 9, so only a 3-lap section there, but that is the defining moment of this race, which would dictate the rest of the race. Villa Gomez is out. He was hit by Megatunif. You look at this, he's on the side of the road, there's no rubber on his front left tyre, it's just the alloy there, and everyone and their mother knows that's a safety car, but for some reason, it takes forever to call the safety car. To the point where he's out of the car, walking around the car, and it's still just a yellow flag as cars fly past him. I mean, I don't know why it took so long, but eventually it is a safety car. Just before that, Dirksen gets past Marty for P1, the proper lead the race, not net lead the race. That's on lap 15. Mini and Bennett pit now on lap 16. They were on the alternative strategy, so they went from the hard to the soft tyres. It was never going to work out, but they weren't really in a great position. They knew they'd have to do another pit stop. They thought, let's take the risk. It didn't work out, but there you go. Safety car ends on lap 19 of 35, and Max Esterson was the cork in the bottle here, because he was very slow and in front of all the guys who had pit earlier. So it's just loads of guys passing him. Dunne goes past him. Dunne then has a fantastic overtake on Amory Cordial in that middle chicane section just before Sector 3. I need to learn the corner names. But yeah, fantastic overtake from him there. Really, really good. Bogdanovic then past Esterson. Lindblad past Esterson. Dunne is attacking Miata, but can't get the place right yet. Fantastic move from Luke Browning on Amory Cordeal into turn 1, round the outside, lap 24, really good. Dunne's past Miata. Dunne's past Stanek. Fantastic pace for him up into P3. He passes Marty. The camera nearly misses it. It was just so nonchalant. And then on lap 27 of 35, Alex Dunne is up and past. Who was even leading? I can't remember. It wasn't Marty. Was it Dirksen? It might be. Oh my god. Yes, it was Dirksen. Yeah, so then Dunne is up past Dirksen for the proper race lead on lap 27 of 35. Really, really good stuff. That's the way it keeps on going. The alternative strategy guys eventually pit, and as we cross the line, Alex Dunne takes not only the win, but the championship lead. Luke Browning, a fantastic second place. Dino Bogdanovic was in third place. Arvid Lindblad having to settle for fourth. Leo Fornaroli in fifth. Crawford in sixth. Gurfa in seventh. Montoya, my goodness, from pit lane to eighth place. A very, very good recovery from Montoya. Of course, he'll be kicking himself, thinking what could he have done from actually starting from the front row. But nonetheless, a very good recovery from him. Richard Verschoor was the championship leader coming into this race. He finished in ninth, so comes away with 2 points from this weekend. Mega Tunif in 10th with 1 point for him. But yeah, the man of the hour, the man with the power is Alex Dunne. This is his second win of the year. He took the feature race win in Bahrain. Now, I remember at the time, I can't even remember if I said it on the video or not, but I wasn't that overly impressed with him in Bahrain. I thought a lot of the time he was incredibly aggressive, and I thought he crossed the line a little bit in terms of a lot of his overtakes being forcing people off the track. Whereas in this race here, I thought every single overtake he did was absolutely perfect. I thought it was a fantastic, fantastic race for him there. Well deserving of being the Formula 2 championship leader. But of course, as I said at the start of the video, it's all very close. And in this triple header, anything could happen. So this time next week, we could have an entirely different championship leader, and the week after that, we could have an entirely new one again. So lots to come from Formula 2. We have a very, very close grid. I'm just going to look quickly now, see if the championship table has been updated so we can get some numbers. I doubt it would have been. Oh no, it has. It has. So Alex Dunne is in the lead with 64 points. Luke Browning is in P2 on 58. So that's a gap of only 6 points. Richard Verschoor, still in the top 3. He's in third on 55. On 52, we have Leo Fornaroli. Arvid Lindblad is in the top 5 on 45 points. Pepe Marti on 41. Crawford in 7th on 38. Victor Martins is in first on 33 points in P8. Dino Bogdanovic is 9th with 29 points, and Ollie Gurfa completes the top 10 with 12 points. So if we take 64 minus 25, well, actually, it's more than 25, isn't it? So it's 35. So 64 minus 35 points. So 35 points if you win the feature race and you win the sprint race, you also get points for pole, don't you? So it's 35, 36, 37 points. So that's the max you could possibly get. So if we go into Monaco, and of course this is a big if, all hypothetical, but if Alex Dunne was not to score any points next time out, you could have anyone from 9th upwards as the championship leader. That's how close it is right now in Formula 2. So anything can happen, and of course we'll be here to talk about all of it. I will see you then. Until next time, have a good one. Goodbye.